everyone, so today I'm going to be doing an eyebrow tutorial. I know some of my clients have been asking for this because they ask me in work how I do them, so I thought this would be a pretty good idea to do. So I've done one already, as you can already see, just so you can have a gist of it before we start. Okay. So first you need to get a mascara brush just like this one, like a disposable one, and then you brush straight up, so it's going to look like you've got maybe squirrels on your face. That's probably what they're going to look like now, isn't it? Let's face it. So yeah, mine look pretty much like that. So if you brush them straight up, make sure you get them right up, and then get some little eyebrow scissors just like this. And then these ones are curved, I think, so you just go with the curve and just trim lightly just across. Don't do it too much because obviously you don't want them to go too short. Okay, so now you want to get the end of the mascara brush to measure up your eyebrows. So I've already done it just so you can see, but if you use like an eyebrow brush with like the promade or an eyebrow powder, so you draw on the lines, so where you start of your brows should be to the side of your nose, and then pupil to the middle of your brow, that's where your arch should be, and then the outer corner of your brows to the side of your nose, that's where they should end. Okay, so next you want to get your tweezers, and then don't pluck too much into your shape, just get like the little straggly ones just around for now. So with your arch, you want to just get into the arch just a little bit more, not too much. And then when you do the outer corner, just get, like, there should be, the hairs are naturally really like a bit finer than they are like in the middle and that by here. So just lightly just go around the end of the eyebrow. Just be careful because like a lot of people can, this is where people can go a bit mad and then they'll end up with like half an eyebrow. So we don't want that. And then if you just do the same on the top as well, but obviously less than we did in the middle here because the hairs are a bit finer on the top. And I don't know why people used to say that you could never pluck on the top of your eyebrows, because that's completely not true, because it makes no difference whatsoever. In fact, it makes the shape 100 times better and 100 times more precise as well. So if you're ever worried about that, don't be worried, it's fine. And then the hairs are like quite more finer as well by here at the top. Remember not to take too many as well by here at the top. And then in the middle, just where you put the line there, just pluck sort of onto the outside of that line. Just gives you more of like a neater finish really. Now you want to get your tweezers to tidy up your brows, so you start sort of like in the middle just where this is where you need to take most of the hairs really. So just to get into that arch, the V shape. And then if you come onto the outer corner here, just remember not to take too much, because this is where the area where a lot of people can take too much and then they'll end up with like half an eyebrow. So we don't want that happening. You're probably wondering why this isn't hurting me one bit. I think I'm just completely used to it by now. Either that or I've got like a really thick skin on my eyebrows. And then you want to do the same as you did here at the front of your brow by here at the start as well. So just lightly, not too much, just where the line is here. Because if you start going too much in, that's when you can start losing that line and that shape. So you want to do the same on the top of the brow as well, but sort of do it the same as you did with either these two corners, the same as these two corners here on the top. So just lightly, just like across the line of your eyebrow. The hairs, well, mine are anyway, but I think a lot of people's are, they're quite fine at the top right here. And then when you do the middle, so obviously start from the middle end by your nose here, and then once you come onto the side that you're doing, sort of do to sort of the outer edge where the line is there, and just pluck upwards into that line just to make it like neat there. So to fill in and shade my brows, I'm going to use the Morphe angled eyebrow brush. I've only just got this as well, and it's actually really amazing. It's the best eyebrow brush I've ever used. And the eyebrow promade Revolution Pro in medium brown. This is also really good as well, just getting that prominent shape. So when you're using the eyebrow pomade or a powder, you always want to start, so when you put the line here, you want to lightly brush it on, just fade it in just a bit by there. And then once you get to the middle by here, just where your arch is, you want to press a little bit harder. And then do the same here on the edge of the brow as you did at the start here. So just drag it out lightly and fade it out. I mean, this might take a bit of practice, this, if this isn't how you usually do them, but practice makes perfect, doesn't it? So you can like brush up, use the angled brush just to brush up into the brow a little bit more. Just gives it that like fuller look basically. Okay, so when you do the top, you want to start sort of like not exactly where the line is, just like probably a little bit more, just about here. So you start from there, and then you do the same, you sort of fade it in up to the line where you put in the middle of your arch. Press a little bit harder by here, just to get that prominent angle. Then angle your brush down, and then just sweep it down like this. just fading it out lightly. It's just nicer because it gives you that ombre sort of look instead of like a drawn on dramatic too much look basically. A bit more natural but still like nice and full. And then just keep going over it until you're happy with it. I always think personally an eyebrow pomade is a lot easier to work with than a powder because it's more like creamier and it just tends to spread a lot nicer on your brow than a powder does really. There's the finished filled in look. I mean, I know my eyebrows might be a lot thicker than some people's, but if you just follow the exact same procedure, then you'll still come out with like really nice tailored brows for you that will be a lot fuller. So if you want to give your eyebrows that extra sharper finished look, then I definitely recommend using the P. Louise eyeshadow primer in shade Rumour number 2. Just under your eyebrows using acid rain brush as well. It's like nice and flat, so it gives that nice sharp look, but you can use any like this as long as they're like nice and flat like that. So basically you want to start underneath by here, just lightly. I just love how sharp this is. Then just blend it out to the side like that. I mean, when you put an eyeshadow on and everything, it's great to like put all over your eyelid when you're doing your brows as well before your eyeshadow. But I'm just showing you today just to sharpen out the brow so you can see. There we go, just like that. So lastly, to finish your brows, if you want like a nice fluffier sort of look, like just like I've done on this one here, it's more like a brushed up look and it sets in place. I use the L'Oreal Plump and Set Brow Artist in dark brunette, this one. So it comes like with a little mascara, like mascara tip on the end like that. So you basically just brush up lightly. You don't need too much of this, to be honest. And it is amazing, this one, because it literally doesn't budge at all day. I've used others in the past before and they've just sort of like made hardly any difference, or they've just slid down my face. So, but yeah, that's all you need, just like that. So that's it, that's the finished look. I hope you've all enjoyed my little eyebrow tutorial today, and I hope it keeps you going in the lockdown for what we've got left of it anyway. I know my clients can't wait for me to get back, and I'm really excited to get back. So thank you all for watching, stay safe, bye!